Hi, I'm John Cook, and I'm the Dean of Students here at High Point Career Center. Let me welcome students to High Point as we begin this school year. My areas of responsibility include student discipline and student attendance, and so I'll be addressing some of those issues today, and I'll be addressing our student busing in our parking lot with you as well. The first thing is the school bus issue and the transportation to school. Obviously, things are going to be a little bit different this year in terms of how schools handle their own transportation issues. It'll be their decision, but you will be provided transportation to come to High Point if you need transportation to get here to come to school. Our biggest concern that we have is making sure that you're aware of what the bus route is, and we can't give that to you. That has to come from your partner school, and you'll need to contact the transportation office if you've got questions about where pickup happens or when pickup happens leading up to the first couple days of school. We will have a printed list for you of dates that your partner school is not open and dates that High Point is open. We operate on a different academic calendar than a lot of our partner schools, and there are specific days when they have planned closings for staff development or for parent-teacher conferences and things like that. If it's planned and on the calendar, then you follow our calendar. So if they're closed by schedule and we are open, you are expected to be here, and they do provide transportation. You will not necessarily be on the same route, so that'll be something you have to determine through your transportation office at your partner school. But what you need to understand is if it's a pre-planned or a scheduled difference in their calendar and ours, you follow our calendar. And again, there will be a document that has each school district listed with the specific dates when they are closed and High Point is open, so you can contact them before those days get here and determine what the busing situation is going to be. If there are closings or delays that are unscheduled or weather related, like calamity days, then you follow the partner school schedule. In other words, if we remain open on a bad weather day but your district closes, then you are not expected to come to High Point. If we remain on a regular schedule and your district runs on a 2-hour delay schedule, if you're on that bus whenever it arrives here, you're fine. If it's an unscheduled difference in the calendar, you follow the partner school. If it's a calendar schedule issue and there's a difference, you follow our calendar. And if you've got questions about that, please feel free to call the attendance office anytime that you've got questions, or you can email me directly. I'll share that information with you. I also want to address briefly school attendance. There are a couple of different areas where school attendance is impacted for students for us. There's the school policy here at High Point, and there's what the state law requires of all schools. Our policy may be different than the policy at your partner district, but the law that we have to follow is the same, and I'll touch briefly on both of those. First thing is with our policy, to try to keep it as simple as I can, is you can be absent from school and your parent can call you in with a parent excuse for a medical reason or an illness reason that's not medical, or if you don't go to the doctor or because of a family emergency or something like that. Your parent can call you in and you can miss school up to 12 times over the course of the school year. Again, that's roughly 3 days per quarter is how that plays out. But beyond the 12th parent call in, any absence you have must be accompanied by a medical note or court documentation that you had to be in court, or if you're doing something military related, if you're taking military enlistment testing or going through the enlistment process, meeting with a recruiter, and you miss school for that, we will not count that against you. But after the 12th absence in which a parent calls you in, you do have to have a note, either medical, court, or military, or the absence will be considered unexcused. I also want to touch briefly on half-day students. If you are a half-day student here, it is very important that you sign in immediately upon your arrival at school. And if you are a half-day morning student, when you leave, you must sign out at the time that you leave. So we've got documentation of your arrival time or your departure time so that we can track your attendance accurately. There are going to be some addendums or add-ons to our policy and procedure for attendance, and those will be in the student handbook that is on your student laptop. House Bill 410 has been in effect now for 3 or 4 years, and it requires that we track student attendance by hours. Essentially, there's a handout available to you that tells you what those hours thresholds are, and it is listed in the student handbook as well. And again, you can call the attendance office at any point in time that you have questions about your student's absence hour count or any concerns that you might have. You will get written communication from us if any of the thresholds are violated. If you exceed the number of hours that are permitted in terms of absence by state law or hit